Hey there, welcome to the QB Show. My name is Stacy Kildall, and my co-hosts are Woody Adams and Dawn Brolin. We want to ask you guys to take a couple minutes to visit each one of our sponsors and check them out. They've been helping us bring the show to you for the last 4 years. We have Avalara.com, making sales tax less taxing. They will calculate and pay your sales tax liability and take care of all of your returns as well. We have tsheets.com. This is probably the #1 employee-rated time tracking application on the planet, if not the galaxy, and an amazing team of people behind it. We have Skyline Hosting by UniDataIT.com. This is where we host all of our QuickBooks software as well as our other software like Microsoft Office. So please take a minute and visit them, and I hope you enjoy our show. Well, hi everybody. Welcome to the QV Show. It is January 27th. Yes, 27th. Thank you. I needed the assist on the date. I do know what time zone I'm in, Eastern time zone, because I'm at home. I want to welcome you. We have Woody is off tonight because he's getting ready to move. He and his lovely wife, Nick, bought a new house, and they are packing up and unpacking and getting everybody moved in the next couple days. So he's going to be off. Dawn Brolin, my better half, is with me as usual, and we have a very special guest, one of our very favorite people, Kim Amsbaugh from Intuit. She's going to talk about a whole bunch of good stuff. So the first thing I want to do is very quickly mention our sponsors. 3 amazing companies that we like to work with. We have Avalara.com. They have a really great sales tax calculator engine. It'll determine what the sales tax is based on the GPS. It integrates with QBO, QuickBooks Desktop. It'll figure out the sales tax. It'll do the filings. It'll pay the returns. It'll do everything for you so you and your clients don't have to worry about it. We also have T-Sheets. Dawn uses T-Sheets all the time to do time tracking, so it's T-Sheets time tracking. Also integrates with Desktop as well as QBO, and I believe Intuit Full Service Payroll is in beta right now, if I'm not mistaken. And when that goes live, we'll probably have them come back on. So really great time tracking tool. I love it, love the people. And our longest sponsor, the very first sponsor that we ever had, which is UniDataIT.com, or Skyline Cloud Hosting. They host QuickBooks Desktop, tax software, just about any software that you need them to host, they will do that, and they do it very affordably. Dawn, I'm Stacy Kildall, and I own and operate Kildall Services, LLC, and I'm pointing, which is not nice. My dad always told me don't point at people, so I'm going to do this. I'm Stacy, and I'm from White Lake, Michigan, and I own Kildall Services, LLC. And Dawn Brolin?
Yes.
I know you were eating some Brussels sprouts, delicious Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts, so I just want to, I'm a little jealous of the sprouts. How are you?
They were delivered to me by my husband. He usually delivers food to me. It's like having takeout, which is awesome. But we are in about 2.5 feet of snow, so that's not bad. Nice. I love it. I did go out today. The travel ban was lifted at 2 o'clock. I was on the road by 3 just for fun. Actually picked up one of the kids' boyfriends, so did that, but I loved it. Take the Jeep out, nothing better than that. Had the husband and everybody out there, you know, cleaning off vehicles and all that, but the Jeep Wrangler was tucked in nice and tight into the garage, so I didn't need to worry about any of that. But anyway, yeah, so Powerful Accounting, nice. We are cranking right along here as January is wrapping up, and things are coming right along. And it's good stuff. Spoke at a conference last week.
Get all your 1099s done? Get all.
We've touched everybody but 5. Of course, we had 57 to do. We've touched all but 5, meaning we've reached out, communicated. Still waiting on some things, but everybody who in-house that we have to submit a 1099 to by tomorrow will have gotten them. And there always are leftovers as the January 31st comes and goes because people don't get back their W-9s to us.
I know about that.
And you know that's just where we love to come in and be violent. We have some people who protest. There's protesters, 1099 protesters that do happen. regular basis. That $120,000 you didn't give me, that was from the last 2 years, and they try to confuse you, and the facts are the facts. And because we track our information in QuickBooks, we're always right in those cases. So we've been doing a lot of that. We've been doing a lot of the 1099 stuff, not so much of the W-2s. We're trying to get away from that. Been moved over quite a few people to IFSP, move people over to assisted payroll, which we very much enjoy. So we don't have to do those year-end things for payroll anyway. And so
I still do all of them. All my payroll clients.
I don't want to do them. It's huge liability.
Don't take that long. You know what? I'm just gonna little plug.
It's not about taking long.
I know.
Liability.
I know. I'm just gonna say, I don't have 57 clients. I don't want them right now. We have probably about maybe 30 clients, and we do payroll for I think maybe about a third of them. I think it's 11 now, 10 or 11. And I'm just gonna do a little plug for Intuit Online Payroll. I love it. It makes it so easy. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. That mobile app, if I weren't already married, the payroll mobile app, if I weren't already married, I would marry it. I'm not going to lie. But anyway, let's get into this. Kim Amsbaugh, how are you? She got to meet my whole family before the show. I brought everybody down and had her talk to everybody. Kim, I know you're still at work, but the rule is when you see a cat, if you have any sort of beverage, you should take a drink of it. So if you see a cat, take a drink. So that's 2, because there's another one right there. And then if you see 2 at once, you're supposed to finish. So you should chug it. There you go. Kim's playing.
2 cats.
Yep, 2 cats.
I can't see her video.
I know. Okay, so here, Kim, why don't you tell everybody who you are, aside from one of our favorite people on the whole planet, but who are you?
Well, I'm a lover of Brussels sprouts as well, so I'd like just to participate in that part of the conversation. I like mine, though, way to take a vegetable and make it bad for you. Kind of saute it up with some bacon and some maple syrup as well.
I
never thought of that. Really good. So you get like the sweet, savory thing. Really good.
I never thought about maple syrup.
Yes, it's really good. It's really good.
Okay.
It's really good.
I know that one.
I'm all over that. I'm just saying, I'm all over it. Try that.
Yeah, and then I will just add that I thought Michigan was in Central Time Zone, so I learned something new today as I was listening to you guys.
That's awesome.
So that's good. So actually I am joining you from the Intuit Mountain View campus. Building 7 is where I'm at right now.
Mothership.
And, yeah, the mothership, exactly. And I am in corporate communications. I'm part of the corporate communications team in service to the accountant and advisor group. So anything related to the professional accounting products, not so much tax, but the accounting products, and then events and trade shows and Accountant Council and working with folks like you guys.
We're going to talk a little bit about Accountant Council in a little bit.
Exactly.
I'm really excited about that. Dawn used to be on council.
I loved it.
Yep.
I met her for the first time at a council shindig.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
I think
awesome.
we were in Florida when I met you, Dawn.
Yes, it was when you had, I don't remember what it was called. It was a QuickBooks event, and you had it in Florida. But it was like QB Connect. It was like a baby.
Yeah.
A baby QB Connect. It was like the little baby, and then it grew up in October this year.
Wow. Yes. What an exceptional segue.
And
I know.
Look at how grown up it is.
I know.
So that's the first thing that we want to talk about. Excellent job, Dawn, bringing that up and pulling that right into the conversation. So you guys Intuit had a huge announcement this week about QuickBooks Connect. So for the people who aren't familiar with QuickBooks Connect, or maybe they've completely forgotten about it, which if they were there, I guarantee they didn't forget about it because it's probably the greatest I'm just going to say it's my favorite conference I've ever been to. No offense, Joe. No offense, Doug or Russell Flagg. You all have very good conferences as well, but I would have to say this one just was amazing. So tell everybody what QB Connect is and what the announcement was this week. And it wasn't Rush's the band, which bums me out. Whatever.
I'm drum rolling. Yes, we announced this week the date and the venue for QuickBooks Connect 2015. It is November 2nd through the 4th at the San Jose Convention Center, so the same location that we had it last year. So those are the dates.
Nice. And wait, I'm going to interrupt for 1 second. I'm going to be a little bit rude, and I apologize for that. Because, and then I actually have to leave for 1 second and run back. So I know the answer to this because you and I already talked about this, but I've had a lot of people in the last day that I've seen online asking, because a lot of times when you do a conference and you want to have it, the same conference every year, a lot of times you try to do it around the same time.
Yes.
So this was in October last year, and this year it's in November. How come you guys, why the date change, I guess, is what a lot of people I have seen on the interwebs are wondering.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's about a week later than what it was last year. Actually, the reason for the date change really isn't too earth-shattering or tremendous, but when we were looking at venues for QuickBooks Connect 2014, we were looking at venues that we could go back to, and so at QuickBooks Connect 2014, we actually had placed a soft hold, if you will, on the San Jose Convention Center as close to the 2014 dates as possible, and that happened to be November 2nd through the 4th. So we've spent the last couple months looking at different dates, looking at different venues, but at the end of the day, the San Jose Convention Center was such a great success. We thought the venue fit the crowd and has the capacity to even hold more people than last year, and just had so many positive attributes to it. So we decided to take our soft hold and commit, and it's a week later, but we hope everyone is still really excited and as pumped as we are to participate, because it should be really cool.
I am really excited, and I think that the venue was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, that was a really, really cool venue. So when you guys announced that you were doing it again there, I was really excited because it's really neato. It's a really cool place. So
I would like the same room that I had the last time because it was smoking.
You know what, Dawn? I'm
going to bring my bedspread cover back, too, with me.
You still have it. I forgot you had that QuickBooks thing. We tweeted that. So Dawn and I had our rooms across the hall from each other, and I think I maybe went to my room just to change. But basically, I hung out with Dawn and just I snuggled with her a little bit most of the time. She had like a couch. She had like a suite with like an extra room and like a pull-out couch, and it was very, very nice. So we just basically hung out in hers.
$50 upgrade for a suite, and you say, duh.
Yeah.
That was a worth
You're gonna do it.
Upgrade.
Yeah. Well, it should be pretty cool, and we're super excited. I mean, right now we're already busy and trying to gather up speakers and make the event even more awesome than what it was last year. It's a huge feat, but we're up to the task. I know we can do it, and it should be really cool. And we're looking to draw the same audiences, so really kind of have that combined experience. We've got small businesses, entrepreneurs, accounting pros, bookkeepers, developers. You know, the hackathon was a huge success from last year.
Somebody suggested on the LinkedIn group, when Chris posted it on the QB Connect, there's also, for those who are interested, Kathy Iconis and Laura Redmond and I all manage a LinkedIn group that's called QB Connect, and it's not specific to that event. It's really kind of just encompasses the whole idea of the QuickBooks Connect. And so when Chris posted on there, hey, what do you guys want to see? Somebody had a really good idea, and it was to have the the winner of the hackathon come up on the main stage and kind of talk about the product that won the hackathon. And I thought that was a really great idea. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's an awesome idea. I'll make sure to pass that on to the powers that be.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great to have them be part of the event for sure.
Yeah, I thought that was just a fabulous idea. And not that I didn't love the keynote speakers last year. My favorite thing was Magic Johnson. He was there's a cat. So anyway, I should take a drink. I know, right? He's a Michigan boy, first of all. He's from Michigan, went to Michigan State. I do know this, Dawn, that he did play basketball for Michigan State. Yeah.
Nice. Look at you, knowing a little sports trivia.
I know, right? Yeah.
Not impressive.
I know some stuff. I don't know a lot, but I know some. And my favorite thing was I could listen to him all day long. He was probably one of my favorites. I just love listening to him talk. So probably because he's a Michigander, but that's just me.
You know what? Since we're on the topic, I really connected with Ariana Huffington, just in terms of what she talked about around like living in the moment and not being so focused on, taking pictures of everything, getting video, having your phone right next to you all the time. So I try to make changes for that for myself. Yes.
Like your phone right next to you all the time?
Right.
I think it's impressive. I think she was impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved all of them. I'm not saying I didn't, but I loved Magic. I'm just saying.
I know.
I love Brad Smith the most.
I love Brad.
I saw him today, actually, and I'll let you know he was looking as fine as ever.
I bet he was. I'm going to ask his mom, because she's my friend on Facebook.
Dawn gets lost in his blue eyes. I'm not going to say that I don't either.
I can't help it. I just want to, what I want to do? Play a little one-on-one basketball with him, foul him a little. He says he doesn't play basketball. He says he only plays football, and I can't remember what the other sport was that he played, but he made it very clear that he was not a basketball player, which I told him was extremely disappointing. I need to get that together.
Well, you've got a big 3-on-3 game or four.
I was
whatever.
going to invite him to play. I was like, you play basketball, and he said, no, I'm really just a football guy. And so then I said, well, then you're definitely not on my team. I am only looking for awesome ball players for my team. Wendy Rorson and I are working out the details for Scaling New Heights for the competition. Nice.
Oh yeah, you guys are playing. That's what I was just going to say. You guys have a big tournament. There's another cat right there. So
there is going to be a tournament somehow, some way. Kelsey and I are going to make some kind of a basketball competition happen, and I am stacking my team.
At Scaling New Heights?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like cheerleader.
So, not for my team. We don't have cheerleaders for team role, and we will not have them.
I'm not either. I don't even know how to do that because also I was not a cheerleader. I'll do the halftime. I'll do
just
halftime.
For the record,
I won.
You what? Okay. So anyway, let me just tell you though. Speaking of competition,
of course Kim was a cheerleader. Kim will be the cheerleader. I'll do halftime. Kathy Iconis and I will do a tap dance at halftime.
Yeah.
How about that?
I'm not in charge of any of that.
More.
Woo! Love it.
I think that was a pretty good audition, Kim. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you.
I think that was pretty
more.
Good.
I've got quite a few more, but I won't bore you.
Listen, you can submit your audition tapes to me.
Okay.
Just send them all along.
All right, I will.
And I'll consider them. So I just have to tell you this because it's all about games and competition. I spoke at a conference last Friday in Atlanta, and so they have an annual bowling competition, and so apparently it's pretty competitive. So I found this out, and so Friday morning, of course, so the owner of the main company that was running the conference is extremely competitive and a pretty decent bowler from what I heard through the rumors. And so, of course, I find this out before it's my time to speak at 10:45. And certainly, at least 4 times I said, if you want to win the bowling competition tonight, you better make sure I'm on your team. I said there's business and then there's sports. And they're 2 very different things. Like, I know you're the head of the company and we could probably be friends, and, you know, I shouldn't probably win against the people who brought me to the conference. Like, I know that that's typically against the law, I think, in business.
Right.
But I just don't sacrifice the winning of a game for a dollar. Like, I'm just not going to do it. So needless to say, my team did win the overall team competition, and I did win the individual bowling competition. And I did use, after 3 frames, when I realized that my ball wasn't working that great and that her ball was doing wonderfully and magical, I took her ball and proceeded to get 4 strikes in a row. So it's really about, it's not about the money when it comes to sports, it's about winning. And there's nothing less than that. And anyone who is a competitor who tells you any different is a liar.
Okay.
Or not a true competitor. Or not a true competitor. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm done.
Okay.
Okay, now we got that out. I feel better. But you can submit, Kim.
Okay.
Submit your audition tape, and I will consider.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're very welcome.
Awesome. So the other thing that we want to talk to you about, Kim, I'm changing the subject from basketball.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I love it. Everybody is like, Stacy's talking sports, and then Kelsey.
No, that's not fair. That's not a fair. Go ahead, though.
It's pretty fair. I don't really know anything about anything. I mean, I called them costumes in that text. I called the uniforms
I like
costumes.
This costumes.
That was hilarious.
So, and then I didn't realize that I had called them costumes until after I had sent the text. Okay, and I was referring to uniforms. So, and I still stand by that I know everybody wants the Patriots to win, but, and that, when is that game? This Sunday?
Yes, it's on Sunday.
Okay, so I know everybody wants the Pats to win, but I'm just going to say, I know you don't. I still like the neon green on the side of those delicious football pants. I'm just going to call them that because I think they really accentuate the thighs. I'm just saying, they look nice. There was a cat. So anyway, there's the cat. That's Yoda, the orange one. Kim, let's talk about the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, which is Accountant Council. Tell our listeners and our audience, our viewers, because I know some people just listen and some people actually watch, what Accountant Council is. And I know you're not actively recruiting right now, but I know you're going to be soon. So if you could just talk a little bit about that and how people can find out some more information, that would be super swell.
Absolutely. So Accountant Council is basically a customer advisory board where we bring in a group of about 15 or 16 accounting professionals. We bring them to Intuit. We spend 2 full days with them at least once a year. Now that we have QuickBooks Connect, we're actually linking our council to QuickBooks Connect and leveraging that time together there associated with our event. But we bring in a group of customers. We spend 2 immersive days with them, getting their feedback and input, all on really future-looking product initiatives and new product ideas and development. So it's actually pretty cool. Like, we've had product managers come in and they've got literally just concepts, sort of the ideas on a napkin kind of approach, and we get initial feedback and input. Are we on the right track? What would you do differently? How do we need to change this idea so that it better meets your needs or your small business client needs? Brad comes and he meets with everyone and does Q&A. Scott Cook comes in, does the same kind of thing. So it gets a ton of attention from all of our executives and main product managers and leaders across all of Intuit. And we just really have some really good one-on-one conversations and group conversations to get feedback. So we're making products that you guys need and want.
Yes. Yay.
Yeah.
And
so
Dawn was on council.
Fabulous.
You were on council, and I know we've talked about it before, and I think, was it Kathy Iconis who ended up being on council because she heard about it from the show? Was it her? Or no, it was Cindy Schrader. It was Cindy Schrader. Yeah. Yep. We had you and Amy Ball on a couple years ago talking about it, and they heard about it, and then Cindy ended up applying and getting on it, and she's just a wonderful, lovely person. But Dawn, you were on council. I mean, what was your experience?
Amazing. Well, for me, honestly, I learned about Accountant Council from Leslie Capichetti, who I say that all the time, and if you don't know Leslie, she's a legend in the Intuit world. And she introduced it. I said I want to kind of, I'd love to teach like you're teaching. You said, well, the first thing you should do is get on the Accountant Council and go from there. And so she introduced me to that, and I'm forever grateful for that. I love being able to be with the product managers and be able to really engage with them face to face and get to know them, and honestly to realize that my opinion mattered and what I thought and what I felt like, how I could be a help to Intuit. Certainly one of the things that I would recommend to anyone who is granted the opportunity to be on council, that they make sure that they take advantage of every moment of every opportunity when they are there. I guess that would be the best advice I could give, because if to sit back and feel like, oh well, I don't want to be the one always talking. Trust me, they'll stop you if you're talking too much, and that's all good. But you want to make sure you're participating and giving back and getting from it what works for you, but also giving back to Intuit. And you're representing hundreds of thousands of other practitioners across the country, and you're really hand selected. I mean, it's not like everyone gets to get on council, and it's really something that it can be an opportunity that changes your practice in a lot of ways for a lot of different reasons. I always feel that going to conferences and getting yourself out of your office and getting getting away from what you're kind of engaged in every day. This is a unique opportunity. It's a unique opportunity in that you can give feedback, you can go to the mothership, and if you've never been to Intuit Mountain View, you got to go to Intuit Mountain View. Now, my heart is in Plano because that's the tax center, and I love that.
My heart is in Plano because that's where I met you, Dawn.
Oh, well, there's that too. That's fair.
Yeah.
And
but the mothership, I mean, Dawn and I get, like, when we get to go out there, especially if we get to go together, we get super giddy and we get really squirrely, and then we have to take pictures, selfies of us in front of absolutely everything, and everybody does that. I mean, I think it's so funny what total fangirls and fanboys we all turn into when we get to go to what we refer to as the mothership, which I think I got that from Trudy Folsom. She's the one who started calling it the mothership, and I thought it was perfect. So,
yeah. But Accountant Council definitely is a very unique opportunity, and if you have never experienced Intuit top-notch everything, you have to do Accountant Council. Apply for it, and if you have to apply multiple years, it doesn't matter. Again, it's always about the win. So
and the one thing that I want to make point of is you don't have to be a CPA either to be on Accountant Council. So
and part of the idea behind council is that we're not bringing together everyone that has the exact same kind of practice. There's a big emphasis. That's part of the reason why it can be really difficult. There's great people out there who we would love to have be on council, but yet at the same time, their practice may be really similar to someone who's already a member of council. Or even another thing too, we look at geographies because we don't necessarily want representation from all the huge cities, from New York and San Francisco
or the Patriots fans or whatever.
Exactly. So the idea is that So the idea is that we're getting the council really represents our broad customer base, because all of our customers live all around the country. And they have they're serving unique clients, based on their geographical location, so they have unique needs that maybe we're not thinking about or haven't considered. So it's really, that's one of the important aspects of council, too.
Well, one of the other things that you also do, Kim, is you guys also look at the size of the practitioner. So it's not always about a sole proprietor or a firm of 5 to 10 or a firm of 20 and more. Like you really try to have a combination of not just location but also size of your practice. Yep. Are you into technology or not into technology? Why are you not? Are you a QBO person? Are you not? And you guys really have really hardcore criteria to make sure that you meet the needs of all and not just a few. I think that's another really big difference that I think I want to make sure people just don't assume, well, I'm only a sole practitioner from, Rhode Island. Which there's nothing wrong with Rhode Island. I was just there. I'm just saying. Right. But you guys really do. You really look into so many different facets, so you can make sure that you have that correct cohesiveness of the team. I'm still in touch with a lot of my council members. We email, and if we're going to events, you guys always have an opportunity for us to get back together and have a reunite, and we look forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep. I will say this. I thought for a long time that the reason the reason why I mentioned you don't have to be a CPA is I used to apply all the time for Accountant Council, and every year I was like, why am I not? Nobody's even contacting me. It must be because I'm not a CPA. And what I found out is because I was already a member of Trainer Writer Network, and so being a part of TWN. Basically, Intuit we have your ear already as a member of Trainer Writer Network, because a lot of people who were on council have ended up being on Trainer Writer Network. Like Dawn, I believe that's how you got introduced to Trainer Writer Network. And Trainer Writer Network is a group of pro advisors who we develop. Intuit hires us to develop the training and present the training content. And so that's why I was very misinformed about council and what it was for quite a long time. And so I just want to say, I think it's awesome. I'm so excited about the fact that, Cindy got on, and you guys do take basically any kind of accounting professional, whether they're just starting out with QuickBooks, regardless of what version or edition, whether it's desktop or online, and any kind of size firm. So I just think it's a really cool thing to do. I'm just saying. So I'm very glad. And I did tweet, so if somebody is, I don't know if you already said this, but if somebody is interested in getting more information, I know the application process isn't open right now, and I did put on the Twitters to connect with you, maybe possibly via Twitter, to get more information on how to apply. Is there a website or some other way, if maybe somebody's not on Twitter, to get more information about applying for council?
You know what I should do is, there's an article about council on our accountant blog.
Okay.
That provides more information. So I should try to get that to you.
Okay, and if you want to get that to me, as soon as you do, I will put that up. I will post a link on Twitter and on our Facebook page, and all the other social media channels that I post to. So I'll put that up. I'll put that out there.
Absolutely.
Now
we even have a "Where Are They Now?" Don Brolin article from a year or so ago.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Do you remember that?
I forgot until now. Because who knows? I'm afraid to read it. We're actually doing a big search so we can beef up our website a little bit better, and because I usually do some writing here and there, which I stab my eye, but I do it. And some of the articles that I've done before, and so I want to be able to put those on the website. So that will likely be one of the ones that we find tomorrow when we do our searches. So I'm glad that you reminded me, and I'm going to send you a link to it, Kim, when I find it.
Okay, cool.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
So the last thing that I want to chat with you about, Kim, while we have you here, is the new QBOA. I just did welcome to the new QBOA and the new Pro Advisor program. There has been some talk online, and I believe I might have even posted something suggesting how to get the new Pro Advisor or the new QBOA, but really it's just a matter of waiting, right? It's just a waiting game. So it's kind of like with when the new QBO interface was introduced, we all just had to kind of wait for it to be migrated. So do you maybe want to talk a little bit about the migration process from the old QuickBooks Online Accountant to the new QuickBooks Online Accountant?
Yeah, absolutely. So as many of you may recall or may remember, back in December we launched the new version of QuickBooks Online Accountant. And actually since then we've been moving existing customers over to the new version. As you can imagine, and just like Stacy just said, we've really been taking a phased approach when it comes to moving all the former QBOA files over to the new QBOA files. We're doing this because some QBOA accounts are less complex than others, and they all can't be done at once. Similarly to just how we approached the new QuickBooks Online from Classic to the new version, which we called Harmony. Some of you may be familiar with that term. But we really had to take a phased approach because of the number of files to migrate, and also just the wide range of complexity of all the different kinds of files. So I know people are anxious to get on the new version of QBOA, but just asking folks to just continue to be patient with us. We're working as hard and as fast as we possibly can. Our expectation is that most customers should be migrated over by March sometime, by the end of March.
Oh, really? Okay.
Couple of months. So again, we're trying really hard and working really, really fast as much as we can to make sure that the migration is happening easily and without incident for everyone's files.
You don't want things to go awry, is I believe what I said during I did a new QBOA webinar today for Intuit Academy, and I said they just want to make sure everything goes smoothly. But I'm actually really surprised because about March, that date actually surprises me because I was expecting it to be a little further out. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, well, and so like I said, most customers by March.
Right. Now at this point, I kind of want to email the migration team and ask them, like I did when moving to the new QBO, if I could be the last one. I mean, I did that last year. I'm like, so can you guys make sure, just, you know, for irony, I want to be the last one moved over to the new QBO. And I think it was right towards the end of August, beginning of September.
Was it?
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it?
I was one of the last ones.
I know that we can't specifically target files to migrate over before others. I'm not sure we can target certain files to delay, but you never know. And like I said, you know, there are more complex files than others. So some folks who have just a lot of more complex accounts, meaning they're using a lot of apps and there's just like a lot of added bells and whistles that they have attached to the account to meet their client needs. You know, March might not necessarily be, you might not actually be migrated over by March. So, you know, like I said, we're doing the best they can. And the only thing, too, I would mention is I know I've seen some stuff out there about how people are creating new accounts.
Don't do that. I found out this week, don't do that.
Yes,
Don't
we
do that.
strongly recommend against this.
And and I don't think that it really occurred to me not to do that. I already have what are called realm issues, and that means my Intuit IDs are so messed up because I have so many different IDs that are connected to specific emails, and it's my own damn fault because whatever. And so I have realm issues in and of itself, so I really didn't want to go that route. The more I thought about it, I thought about doing it, and then I did what my dad always told me to do. He said, Stacy, before you do something, think about it. And then before you do it, think about it again. And so I thought about it again, and I realized that it probably wasn't the best solution for me because I already have some realm issues. And what I've found is that if you're using wholesale billing, it can really kind of jack up the wholesale billing and all of the issues that you have with that and with your client accounts and moving that. So, yeah, don't create a new account and then invite yourself as the account user with that new ID. So don't do that. Contrary to what I may have even said. So don't listen to me about that. Listen to Kim.
Don't listen to Stacy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you should listen to me for a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, not that, but
this
a whole
one
ton
thing,
of other things.
Don't listen to me.
That's only one, though. You're doing really good.
I know, right? I know.
Yeah, I mean, just as you said, it actually creates more complexity to your file and may result in your migration actually being delayed. Yeah. So if you can just be holding the excitement and like I said, we know everyone wants to get on to the new QuickBooks Online Accountant, and we are taking those steps every day, migrating more and more customers over every day. But there's a lot of them, and we're doing the best we can as quickly as we can.
And that's all we ask. I would rather wait and have it right than to have you guys blow through everything and have it be I'm just going to say it, have it be a shit show. I'm saying that right now.
I'm not saying that. Kim is on.
I did it. You know what? I did it. I said it.
Because you're gutsy.
You know what? I got some stones. I'm not gonna lie. I got some. Yep.
You're a winner.
I've been a little crazy tonight on the show, talking about delicious football pants and maybe dropping a couple swear words and everything. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just going there. You know what? Woody's not on, so we have nobody to rein Dawn and I in tonight. That's the problem, I think.
Yeah. Well, I will be reporting your behavior back to Woody, so be ready for the ramifications of that.
We're probably going to get scolded next week. So I want to thank you, Kim. If you want, you're more than happy to stick around for the last couple minutes. I just have a question that came up in the webinar, and I want to see what Dawn's answer is. It was kind of a crowdsourced. We did the webinar, and I do want to say, so thank you, Kim. If you want, stick around, or you can go do what you want to do. I know that it's after 5 out there in at the mothership. So, and I want to thank you for taking the time. We love having you on. You're absolutely just one of our favorite people in general, like on the planet. You're one of our favorite people.
Oh, thank you, guys.
No pressure.
Well, I'll stick around. I like to listen. I like to learn. So, do you guys know that I am QBO certified? What? I'm wearing my ProAdvisor watch, too. Did you know that?
That's awesome!
You are an animal.
I saw the watch. I did notice the watch a little bit ago.
QBO certified. Hello.
You know what? I got one of those, and Kira promptly took it from me. One of her favorite shirts is, I have a Intuit blue shirt with the Intuit logo in pink bling that Kim Hogan got me. And the first one that she got me was like obscenely tight, and so I gave it to Kira, and she wears that shirt more than any other shirt in her her clothes. And she wears it to school. She absolutely positively loves it. I think it's hilarious that she wears that and her T-shirt shirt to school. Each one of them at least once a week.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so funny. And she also took my ProAdvisor watch. So I don't, She was like, can I have it? I'm like, yeah, that's fine, Kira. Let's go ahead and take it. But we did the webinar today, and I do have to have a special call out to Richard Ropa, who is listening and watching the show, so hi, Richard. To Neilia Brown, who is also listening. This is the first time she told me that she was going to listen or watch the show tonight, even if zombies came after her and were tapping and calling brains. Brains. So she said, come hell or high water, she was going to listen. So I want to say a shout out to her. But she was in the webinar today, and she asked a question. And Dawn, I'm going to see what you say, because I think Kathy Iconis and I had the same kind of answer in the webinar, because she was also in the webinar. The question is, if you're cash basis in QBO, the question was specifically, how do you write off an invoice from a prior period without affecting retained earnings, cash basis?
You do a credit memo, right? Apply it against the invoice in the current period, of course.
Yes. But what we were wondering, if it's cash basis, would retained earnings would it affect retained earnings? Because if you hadn't received the payment against it, how would it affect retained earnings?
Well, you wouldn't receive payment. You would create the credit memo and apply the credit memo against the invoice, and because you're creating it in the current period, you're not affecting cash basis until the current period.
Exactly.
Yep. I might add one more thing. This is where Kim is here. She's learning. She's doing it. Big tip. Sounds silly, but true. Look at your retained earnings number before you do your entry, and then look at it after. If it changed when you did your entry, you know you have a problem. So either you dated the credit memo incorrectly, or something went amiss.
Something went awry.
Something went awry. So
yes.
And I think that's honestly one thing that some practitioners miss that including myself. I've done this. I've probably changed retained earnings on people in my last 15 years. It probably happened the first 5 years of my practice that I probably jacked it all up and didn't have any clue what I was doing until I was taught. But it's always a good tip to look at the numbers before you make an entry, and then look at them after and see what you did, what changed.
Yep. And you know what? You can do that very easily with QuickBooks Online.
You're going to do it even easier with QuickBooks Desktop. Kim, we're not going to do this with Kim on the show.
I'm just saying you can do it very easily in QuickBooks Online, because you can have different. I'm saying because a lot of people. All I'm saying, just chill. All I'm saying is a lot of people, because I had the question come up in the webinar today. A lot of people don't know that you can have more than one thing open at a time in QuickBooks Online. That's all I'm trying to say. And so to do that, if you guys don't mind, I was just going to do a quick screen share.
We would love for you to screen share, because it's one of my favorite parts of the whole show.
Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick screen share, and I did this last week, but I just want to show that you can do this quite easily. So I'm going to go ahead and screen share, and here we go. I'm going to share this out so you guys can
No judging, Kim!
I'm logged into QuickBooks Online Accountant right now, and I'm going to go click on our demo file that Woody has so wonderfully set up for all of us trainers to use, which I just adore him for doing this. And I showed this last week, and I'm going to show it again. So if I want to, I'll maybe go over to my customers, and I'll look at an open invoice. And let's look at some past due invoices here. What do we got? Midwest Accounting Show. They're past due. Midwest Accounting Show has past due invoices, and they have one from last year. So they have $200. So we've got this invoice open, right? If I want, I can open up another tab so I can keep the invoice open. I'm going to close it over here. And what report? I want to look at my balance sheet so I can look at my retained earnings, correct? I'm going to look at my balance sheet as of last year. This is crazy. So there's my retained earnings. So then I'm going to open up one more tab. And this is how I'm going to just throw this one over here so that I have my invoice. And then in this one, I want to go, and this is where I would actually create the credit memo for that customer, right? So I'm going to do Midwest Accounting Show, and I want to look at the invoice, and it's accounting consulting. I want to make sure I use the same one, accounting consulting, $200. I want to make sure that it's in this current period, right? So I don't affect the last one, and then I'm going to go ahead and save and close, right? So if I go over here and look at my retained earnings, and I just kind of refresh this report, it has not affected my retained earnings. And so now I can go in, and if I want, I can receive payment to Midwest Accounting Show, and I should have a credit memo, and so now I can close that out, right? So there's my amount to credit, which is $200, right? Oh no, I don't want the payment. I just want to use my credit memo. Amount to apply is $200, and so now I'm going to save and close. Whoops, there we go. I got to check it. There, and that's how you would do that. And I'm done with my screen share.
Nice.
Yep. So I just wanted to show you that. I don't have a desktop file to share, but I could have, Dawn, if I'd wanted to.
It might have taken a little bit of time to set it up for you, probably, since you're not familiar, but we would have been patient.
Since I'm not familiar, no, I'm pretty familiar with desktop. I still use desktop.
Kim's like, ooh, a cat fight.
Yeah, this is like every week. I'm still familiar with desktop. I could have done it desktop. I just don't. I don't even think I have. Yeah.
You chose not to.
Mhm. Yep.
You know what? It's what's great about America.
I love it.
And when we make them, we have consequences from them. So, and I'm okay with that. I'm totally good with that. Next time Kim is on the show, we're going to have her do a screen share because she's certified, so she ought to be able to do a demo for us. How about that, Amsbaugh?
We'll have Kim create an invoice.
Yeah.
Send an invoice.
Oh, yeah. I can do that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I use QBO to manage the books of the Fantasy Football League, of which I am a member.
Which is not real money.
It's real.
It's not. It's hypothetical.
It's fake money. You guys are using Monopoly money to, right? You're not using real.
Well, they bet children typically.
Yeah. Right. I don't know. I've never done fantasy football. I don't know anything about it. So.
Yeah, I create invoices. I email them. I resend them when people don't pay up right away with the fake Monopoly money.
And I do the thing where they say, I didn't get the invoice, and then you open up the invoice in QBO and you say, yeah, you did. I can see that you viewed it on this day.
Exactly.
I love doing that. I take such sadistic pleasure in saying, yeah, you did open this invoice. I secretly love being able to do that. Yeah. And speaking of that whole process, Woody and I just did, if you go to the QB Show webpage or the YouTube page, Woody and I actually just did a hangout where he logged into my actual Kildall services. I made him a user. He created an invoice because we needed a real payment account. So I'm assuming that you're using QuickBooks Payments to let people pay you online, Kim, which Dawn and I love that option. And so he sent the invoice. I posted a payment, and then we flipped. So we kept flipping the screen share back and forth so everybody could see the whole end-to-end QuickBooks Payments. By the way, there's a cat, so if everybody... You have liquid, a beverage, have a cocktail. So, do you use the payments?
Like the online payments? No.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't. I just it's all fake cash based.
Right. I know. Fake. It's pretend. The next time they see you, I know.
Bitcoin.
They use which Bitcoin is not real money. Is that what you're implying? I think there was a beta to allow people to let people pay you with Bitcoin with the IPN, the QuickBooks Payments Online, and I signed up for that, but I didn't have one client want to pay me with Bitcoin ever, so I don't think they knew what it was. Whatever. So, Dawn, do you have anything you want to share? Any interesting happenings with any clients lately, situations that you want to talk about?
Well, we are just plugging along. We are making it happen. We did our client shift, which has been very awesome. So we've got different people in the firm working on different clients, which is good because, you know, when you stare at the same books day after day and see the transactions, you know, I think that your effective and efficientness becomes skewed, and sometimes being effective isn't being efficient, and vice versa. So we've been doing a little bit of that. Loving having Nicole on the team. She's fabulous. She worked until midnight last Friday on we have a case that an IRS case that we're working on, and the attorney really needed the information done. So I had Nicole put together a whole spreadsheet as requested by the attorney, spreadsheet with all the details to help the auditor tie things out because they're not capable of doing it themselves. That's been awesome. Wendy and Ann, we had sent out our bio to another potential client today in California, law firm, and I sent out the team bio and was corrected by Wendy appropriately. Of course, she's actually watching the show, which is funny, so I'm going to totally talk about her. And
I wanted to say, tell them hi. And give them.
You tell them, because at least Wendy's listening. She's the only one who cares.
I just want to say, Wendy and Kim, Wendy, I miss you. I'm just letting you know, I miss you guys.
We are Looney Tunes, and we have a great time. And Wendy pointed out that the profile was not updated to reflect her and Ann as advanced desktop QuickBooks certified pro advisors. So I fixed that and sent it back out. And so, you know, the team's just plugging along. We're real excited to do tax season together. It's more fun with more people. It's weird because usually Kevin is here. We're going to call him the K-Dog because it's not my husband. It's
right.
It's
another Kevin. It's yet another Kevin. Oh, there's a cat.
Which Kelsey and I were on a Skype, and she was like, you know, he's 21. K-Dog is 21, and she'd never seen my husband before, so I was like, oh, hey, this is Kevin, and Kevin came in and said hello, and, you know, he's 21, so they were kind of like, what's going on with you, Brolin?
You robbing the cradle?
No, I am not a cougar. This is a different Kevin.
I'm not a cougar.
Not a cougar.
That should be a hashtag. Hashtag I'm not a cougar.
Hashtag I'm not a cougar. Right. But it's really weird because I have myself, Nicole's in the other office here, and Kevin's in the other office over there, and so it's kind of weird to have roommates. So when you are used to having 3 remote team members, and then all of a sudden you have 2 that are parked in the other room,
yeah,
it's different. It's very different. It's, you know, of course there's no talking. There's no talking allowed.
What? Oh, see, no. I wouldn't be able to do that.
It's work, productivity, perfection, purpose going on at Powerful Accounting. But it is pretty fun. So it is different, though, when you're used to having remote team members, and then all of a sudden you got a couple of them in the other room. It's totally weird. But I love it, and I wish they could all be here for like a half an hour, and then they all go home, you know, because I like my privacy up here at the command center. But anyway, yeah. Things at Powerful Accounting are great. Well, at least I think so.
That is awesome. I just want to say that I am looking for a co-working space because I have found that after almost 11 years, you have a separate office that is detached from your home, Dawn. So you actually leave the building of your house and go to another building, I mean, it's a couple steps away, but it's still...
Building 2.
Right, building 2. You have...
That's how Kim can relate to it, building 2. K-Dog is listening to the show. He's watching the show.
That is awesome.
So we got 2 on it.
Nice. So I don't have that. As you can see, I'm in my basement, and so I just have floor 1 and floor 2 inside building 1. Okay, so we just have building 1. So what I've found lately is that I'm not quite that productive when I'm home lately. For some reason, since we moved into this house, I think it's because I don't have a specific office. In our old house, I had an office. I could close the door. It was just the office. This, you know, I can turn the TV on back there if I want. I can have Law and Order on. I know that there's laundry. You know, it's just there's a lot of distractions. Or maybe it's just I'm going to also maybe blame it on turning 40 because I just turned 40. So I'm going to blame it on that too. And so I have been looking for a new co-working space, and that's what I'm doing because I have found that I get so much more done if I'm not sitting here in my house and if I'm at like the library or something like that. But the library isn't always ideal because you can't really take phone calls and things like that. So I'm looking for kind of a permanent, regular co-working space, and that's what I have going on. So, and we're at 8:30 Eastern Time, which Dawn and I refer to as what, Dawn?
Girl, look at her. She sees a cat.
She saw a cat. She took a drink. So
okay,
Dawn,
so I just want to, real quick, Stace, if you don't mind for a second.
You do what you got to do.
I do what I want. Like Kim would say that. I do what I want. So this is really embarrassing, but I want the $100. So someone has been texting me, and for whatever reason, they're not programmed.
Oh, Rob, I got it too.
I get the $100. No way. No way. I'm calling it out.
I already just said it. I said his name. Rob Chandler.
Oh, Rob is not even in my phone.
I got the $100. That is awesome.
You know what? And you know what? I'm gonna make sure he 1099s you for that, even though it's not $600. You're gonna report it. You're gonna report it.
So Rob Chandler is actually listening and watching the show. He's been texting me the whole time, and he was like, "Not even a shout out." So there you go. I beat you to the punch.
There's something wrong with my phone. Wait, I want to make a note of something. Stand by.
I'm gonna split it. I'll split it with you.
Because Rob is in my phone, but I do not, for some reason, get the phone number. I have an explanation.
That
I have the program,
so awesome.
With his phone number instead of his name. Now I'm mad.
So on that note, I'm going to say thank you again, Kim, for joining us today. It's always a pleasure. Come back soon. I want to thank everybody for listening. I really appreciate all the time that you guys spend with us, and I hope that you learned something again this week. See you guys.
Shovel out, people. Kim, I'll be texting you on Sunday, harassing you when we win.
Not me.
No, Kim.
Right? Oh, yeah. I'm like, not me.
No, not you. You're not going to be engaged, but Kim will be.
Oh, yeah, I will be. It's going down.
Bring it, Amsbaugh. I'm texting you. You better reply, too. I'll come out there.
Okay.
All right. You guys, I'll probably just be reading a book. I'm going to just read a book on Sunday.
All right. Well, Kim, I love you. Thank you for coming on and putting up with our obnoxiousness.
No problem. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.
See ya.
No away thumb drives, no attachments. Get the files anywhere when you're permitted access. What's the matter? Frustrated with the hassle? Jump up in the cloud and join us in the castle.
High up in the clouds, and we're